But then I was like, I'm gonna go watch Gojira for a little bit. And she was like, okay, cool. So then she just saved our spots. And then I just walked all the way around and just stood there and watched Gojira for like 3 minutes.
I think Gojira is more popular than I thought. Like,
yeah, there were like so many people there.
Yeah. I could cover that. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. You like my shirt?
I just saw it when you walked in. I was like, what in the world is that? And I was like, okay. It's just you up here. Nobody else. Great. Oh my gosh, that's close. They played whatever the one is that they played at the Olympics, like
Oh yeah, the
French or whatever, and I don't know how to pronounce it.
yeah. That was good.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Damn. Oh.
Oh my god.
It's like I'm sitting there.
Bounce straight back.
You know those like Russian fur hats with like
Yeah.
I want to get one of those so bad. Like, it looks so comfy.
Like the.
Like the Ushankas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want.
Like the ones that like look like you're wearing a raccoon on your head.
Yeah.
Almost.
Not like the pine.
Oh, yeah, but like the.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Side shots are crazy.
That was not a side shot.
Oh yeah. The side pockets are crazy.
Ooh.
How did that? How did that bounce? Where did it bounce?
I don't know.
Oh. I swear we go like entire hours at a time playing this where that never happens. And there's sometimes where it happens like every turn.
Yeah.
Ow, no! Grr.
Oh.
Oh, how did I'm trash.
Oh no. What?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Why? What are you doing there? So you practice the trick shots. Those crazy trick shots. Oh! Oh, I thought for sure that was gonna go in. Oh, that stopped.
Yeah, I was like.
That's
So CC.
I was trying to go like this, then press it, and it would launch out, and it went, dude. Yeah, we both did this. It's crazy.
Oh, he's last one.
It's gonna work. Oh, it worked!
You won.
Oh.
Yay! I did it. Oh wait, here. I did the funny.
Hello. Oh.
Oh sh.
Just a single little tap. Haha!
No. Oh wait, that's the.
Wait, no, that's me. Oh. Oh. Isn't this CRU for me?
That's a similar.
Crazy! No. Couldn't have seen that coming. I have no idea. How did that work first try?
I'm going to do it. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That was so close. No.
That's crazy. Man, I like got better from my cough. And when we went there, I got more coffee. Hey. How you do?
Alright, see right?
That's how I'm feeling too. Yeah. No. parents here today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, she's doing worship, right? Oh wait, no, that's not me. You gotta get that. What? Okay, this is some kind of source. I don't like it.
Oh.
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 That one. Oh,
What?
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 That's so silly. I would like that. Oh.
What was that?
Oh. What? What is this?
Oh, that stopped. Alright, sucking down.
What do you do? CRU or just CR?
CRU. Okay, I don't know.
Good.
Wait, was that you or me? That was me, right? I think so.
It's gonna hit it and go straight into that pocket. We're gonna have no chance. You wouldn't dare. Gonna keep this sudden death going for like 20 minutes.
It's not recent death.
Not so sudden.
It's eventual death.
Prolonged torture. It's eventual death. Imminent defeat. What? So you're telling me I can't hit it when it's right here? But when it's all the way over there, don't you worry. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Oh, perfect.
No.
I swear I just watched it right here, and it just went like this.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's little turns.
I was at Cascade yesterday with all my friends, and I was trying to do like this like one wheel trick. I kept leaning to the right because the ring's like that.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's how the Paradise rink used to be.
Oh, like
They,
the ice skating rink?
They had one for a little bit, but they built it over the basketball court,
Oh,
and then they
that's
just
over.
took it down. And so you get spots in it that are like this, and when you skate over it, you can feel it. You're like, wow, that's not right. Oh. Oh my gosh, you hit it. That's crazy. Well, that's the game.
Yeah, my game. Oh, wait, is that the Wii Sports thing?
Yeah. And that's the game. Okay. Oh. Man. Wow. That was truly magical. Oh. That was also truly magical. Ah! No! I thought you were gonna just drop it.
I was thinking about it. What?
How? Okay, that's just. Wait!
What?
Ooh. What? Okay, I feel like that's not how that should work.
Just look. Wait, what?
I think the backspin on it like eventually catches up and then it stops.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what, because there's some sort of bump.
That's so weird. If I could do that strategically, it'll work great. But right now, I can't. What?
Can I get one,
time I've ever seen one. My turn. Like this. Oh! Nice. Shaboo. Okay, let me try one more time. That works so good. The straightest shot that it can be. Woo! Finally. What? No way. 2 times in a row. That poor ball is gonna crack one day.
So is that CR? That's CR, right?
Yeah. Both from the same fate. No, that's CRU because one time the ball stopped. Ugh. He keeps doing that.
He just wants the retry.
Yeah, hundreds of times. Don't do it. How? That's the 3rd time in a row he's done that now. Okay, well that's the end. You won from point. How does that always hit it at the right angle that it gives it? The muscle memory is crazy.
Alright.
Oh.
Oh, that is so close.
Wait, Logan, it's your shot. Because you got lettered.
But I'm out. I died.
Oh, okay.
He did that 3 times in a row.
Alright.
It's pretty great. Wait,
Why are you pushing? You pushed my ball.
I did. And that was a letter for me anyway, so I should have thrown it. What? Wow. This guy. Who am I? This guy.
What? Wait. What? Wait. Oh.
Put a side pocket to the desk.
And this was like a professional sport, that's what I've had every time.
Oh, yes. No, seriously, everyone would just learn how to do the split thing perfectly.
Yeah.
And then the goal would be getting it in the pocket so you could do a split shot. That's what Travis did.
No! Oh. Oh, you don't have this now?
No. Wait. I didn't even touch the ball. That's crazy for you. That's crazy. That's crazy. Long person.
Hey!
I'm turned shot. Oh! Wait. I know why it's not working. I'm not trying.
Nope. Here, put it on top. Put it on top. Like a small circle on the face and forward.
I was like, put what on top?
No, like 180 degrees.
Like this?
No. That is how it looks. OCD.
Can't miss now, right? When I see it roll that way, I'm like, yeah, I know it's gonna happen.
No!
Wait, what? How did this one lose all its momentum and pass it straight into this one?
I see. Wait. That's my mind.
In my mind, that worked.
Wait, my shot. We did that?
Yeah, it literally hit both of yours.
Did Zoe put a duck in Zoe's chair, or did someone else do that?
Amelia did. Oh! Those are the ones from your wedding, right?
Oh, it's a thing all over the place. I don't know.
I like to believe that it migrated from your wedding.
It could be.
Hey, your anniversary's coming up soon.
It is, yes.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
I think we're going down to Monterey.
Nice.
We're wanting to go to Bolton National Park.
Oh.
The aquarium.
Oh, yeah, aquarium. What is that?
The sea, are you?
Oh.
The sea.
No, the aquarium's like a go-to if you're gonna be down. See all the fishes. I'm gonna be out for fishes. Gorgeous fishes. Oh.
What? CR?
Crazy.
CR or?
I have a CRU, I think you have a CR. No, not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Give me a little bit.
Howdy.
There you go. Hello.
Oh.
How'd it go, Joey? Nice.
Wait, how did I almost hit that into the sidewalk again? Oh.
That almost didn't work. Amelia's gift. I'm just gonna get it straight into a pocket the second I can. Watch that work.
Oh
I'm
no!
not gonna be able to get that. I give up. I could have gotten that if I tried.
Oh, crazy.
Thanks, Emma.
What?
Crazy. The weather was nice.
I was
That-
nice.
Is-
Sun was in my eyes and I forgot my sunglasses.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite part about when we did it outside, like during COVID time. Is literally if I didn't have my sunglasses, I was crying, and it was not because of Sam's message.
I
It
know.
was because the sun was like trying to take my eyeballs
I
from
showed
the
up and I was like,
Oh!
and I was like, I wasn't crying. I drove here without sunglasses.
You drove here without sunglasses. There's a big difference. A big difference. That's crazy. What? They like traveled around the whole travel.
What do you think the next Lego Speed Champions have to do?
Like what the next wave is?
Yeah, because you know they like do like sneak peeks or like reveals or stuff like that.
I don't know because they did the little Hellcat Challenger, and I knew they'd do that just because of how popular the car is.
Wait,
They haven't done a Bugatti Chiron in a while.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, is that a reader? Was it your?
That's a redo.
Oh.
I think they're probably gonna try to focus on like probably more exotic cars, but more like hypercars and stuff. So
Yeah.
probably like Koenigsegg's and maybe
Like I want to make a
yeah, that'd be cool.
like you know the windshield you said they use for like the Mercedes SL.
Yeah, they
But
just
you have to
slap
use-
that on that.
Yeah, no, that's like the perfect windshield for a Koenigsegg. Or like the one that they use for the Utopia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they have like one Pagani.
Yeah, no, they should make like
It's
a
just
Zonda.
the one.
I want to see. I want to see.
Yeah, the Zonda would be really nice.
Like with the 09 one.
Honestly, you know what I want them to do? Like just for me, I don't know if they were even be able to for it, but I want them to make like an early 2000s Civic.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because of how popular those are in like in the modding community, I feel like so many people would get those just to like mess with them.
You know,
Because that's what people do in real life.
So I took the Supra and I took like the NOS pedals from the GTR and I made those these also. So it has like gigantic exhaust
That's
pipes.
nice. See, like that's the funny thing to do, but I wouldn't want to do that with like a nice model of like a McLaren or something.
Yeah.
But if you give me like a crappy Honda, it'd be funny to
Do
put
they
a
have?
giant.
Do they have any full size like the 8-stud McLarens?
Yeah. They have the one.
So they have the Senna and then the P1 as like the 6x studs.
Yeah.
They don't have any like. I mean, they have like the gigantic P1s, but.
Yeah, I don't think.
Wait, isn't that your shot?
Oh yeah, that's fine. They have the big P1.
The what?
The big P1.
Yeah,
but
dude,
I
I
don't
don't know.
think.
You have to build like the visual transition pieces.
Well, that's the thing. 'Cause I feel like if I got one of those, I'd be so bored with like. That's not gonna work. I'd be so bored with like building the framework, but the inside part and like
And the body.
the body of it. Huh?
It would interference.
Interference. That was so close. Like, cause the thing is, I don't think any of the big collector people would want like an everyday commuter car on their shelf next to their Ferrari.
Have you seen that? Okay.
But I feel like the people that like modding the small, cheap, stupid Honda and Toyotas
Yeah.
would love that.
Yeah, so you remember reworkable? Like there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of those.
I think if they did old Boxster.
I want to see a Mustang. Like I want to see like a 2013 Mustang.
Yeah, honestly, like an old age Shelby
Oh yeah.
would be kind of
It's the 67 Shelby.
Yeah, I like a 67.
67.
Oh! It's still rolling, it's still rolling. Can't even reach the light. Line shot. Looking shot.
Oh. At first I thought I grabbed the black hole. What?
What is that?
Is that CRU just in the ball right now?
No, we'll just call it a CR. Yeah, I don't know what other cars though, because they have the 911 now. They have the
The 911, the headlights look weird.
headlights.
And then the like the
Headlights look like the car's going like this.
yeah, then the square windshield doesn't look
So
like.
bad.
They need to make more windshield pieces. Maybe I have been wanting them to make that.
Boy,
The Scented DC looks pretty cool though.
Ooh, a Mitsubishi
Lancer?
Lancer
Oh, like
would
the like
actually be would actually.
no, but like the mid 2000s one.
Yeah.
Or not mid, but like
Back when they didn't just make SUVs and motorcycles.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to do motorcycles.
I feel like Mitsubishi is one of those companies that just makes
Make
everything that they
They
possibly
make
can.
pencils.
They're like, hey, buy a pencil, buy a guitar,
Wait,
buy a
no.
keyboard. No, I don't think they have guitars, but I know they do like electric keyboard and piano. And motorcycles and cars. It's like
And AC units.
yes. Oh yes, and refrigerators.
Oh, the big refrigerator. It's
I think they do
it's
home appliances, floors.
It's the diehard. It's for the diehard Mitsubishi.
The people with Mitsubishi merch. You ain't a serious Mitsubishi fan if you get it tattooed on your arm.
You like see my Mitsubishi? You like see my designer Mitsubishi?
My designer Mitsubishi pants. And they're like,
Oh, snap!
if anyone can find out, I don't do that on purpose. It's like the coolest party trick on planet Earth.
Do
Hey,
you
you
want
got
to play?
pool table?
Do you want to play no points?
Yeah. I'm not keeping track anymore either. Not even worth my time to run across.
For I swear, it's only me today.
Meow. Meow.
Whoa,
Wow.
that might have touched. The one where like collided again was probably not a shot.
I think a Charger would be cool. Like they already have the Challenger.
Oh yeah, I haven't.
But
they have
but
two
I
Challengers.
like I think yeah, oh yeah, that's right. I think that making a Charger would be tricky because of the curves on the front.
The headlights, I've seen here. Wait, here. You remember that? Yeah, I know. There's one that I saw.
I think they totally my phone battery is also low because I didn't charge it last night. I wouldn't whip it out and look at it. But yeah, I literally got Zoe got my phone charger for me this morning. And then plugged my phone in for like the 15 minutes this morning just so it could be at enough to get to church and read my notes and then go home.
You know, they did. So like, you know, like those like 2x2s, but like the rounded corners. They did 2 of those, like 3 of those for the headlights.
Yes, that could work.
And then because like they're like rounded. You can, like,
Still there.
Ah. But yeah, I don't know what else they could do. Because like they could do anything.
Did you make a McLaren 720?
That would be really nice. Yeah.
I've seen a ton of people complaining about the Aventador, and it was a 2-pack. It was one of them was blue and one of them was orange.
Oh, the Zion.
Yeah, the Scion indeed. I've only ever seen people complain about them.
Why?
I don't know. I think they're the most like solid-looking tiny Lamborghinis I've ever seen.
I don't know. The Negro set was pretty cool.
Your set's pretty funny.
No, it's the same. You can do the same color, but like use completely different pieces.
Yeah, I feel like they could do.
Oh.
They could do a Ferrari Pro Sunday.
Oh, what?
Pro Sunday. Not too badly. But
I left right around.
see, because I don't know, because they could just focus on old cars. Like, because right now they did. I mean, they did the Bugatti, whatever that. Yeah.
That's not an old. Oh,
But they did the new Challenger, and then they did the new 911s. They just focus on the newer cars. I feel like they could benefit from like. Here's an old classic wave. Here's like a Thunderbird or something.
And EV1 Bugatti look pretty cool too.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they do Bugattis. It feels like the kind of thing that Lego, when the Bugatti would be like, yeah, no, we're not associating ourselves
Did
with you.
Roblox
We're
add?
a company.
Didn't Roblox like add Lamborghinis back in? Because I know they're like Roblox, they're like Lamborghinis. Like yeah, don't have our cars anymore. Do you think that they're getting sued? Yeah.
For what?
Roblox.
I mean, why not?
All the Preds and they're not doing anything about it.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know.
How Roblox is just become you can do anything you want. There's 3-year-old kids and there's also like 40-year-old guys. It doesn't matter. You're all playing jailbreak or whatever.
Oh, look,
You're all playing clothing hair simulator
dude, this is
contest
one
of
game.
5.
This is one game that popped up with like sponsors Boom Tycoon.
Ready?
Oh. Ah! Oh, Wait, play.
Play it? Okay.
No, I'm.
Ooh.
You know that sound effect? Ooh!
You used to be able to do the Roblox oof sound effects as well.
Oh, you should. There's this ragdoll simulator that I found on Roblox. It's like really fun to play.
Still rolling.
Imagine I'm fairly up there in the hole of it.
That was great. Just gonna grab the black ball and start throwing it.
Do you know the cup? Like, you know like that cup beat thing people do at like camps?
The what?
Like the thing that people do at camps, it's like the cup beat. Like,
Oh yeah, like the cup song thing?
yeah, I saw this one thing where it's like that was like a gun. It's like,
Oh yeah.
oh.
Oops.
Wait, what would we do if I'm the only person here? Or, like, you know,
I'm just gonna ask, do you wanna just go to me?
and
You asking me or you asking him? I don't know.
you should say if you're.
I mean, we wouldn't just play Crud.
Well, you can like you can preach as you can preach as we play crud.
Read as we play Crud.
Yeah.
The Bible in one hand and a white ball in the other.
Set up an audio Bible.
Yes.
Set up an audio Bible.
Imagine a pool table, but there's a screen underneath it, and it's like
It's
clear on
Pastor
top.
Sam.
Play main service.
You're playing
So you
crud.
can scroll YouTube shorts while playing. What?
What?
Yeah, I can't even like think of a speed champions that would come out there and be like, I'm gonna bond them. I'm like, oh, what you're doing? That's shit. It ain't fair. Like, that's not.
Oh yeah. Since I'm the only one here, can I get a free snack? Like a free cookie or
You
something?
can ask Zoe about that. I don't even know anything anymore.
Zoe, since I'm here.
What do you say?
Can I get a free soda?
He's gonna
If
start.
Logan
He's gonna
has-
start telling people to
If
not
Logan has
come.
money to buy it, then
He's gonna
he
start
can.
telling people to not come just so he can be the only one here to get.
Yeah. Do you
Go
have
put it-
cash?
Please don't put it in church. What?
Do you have cash?
No. Wait. Phone bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh,
no,
that's
no,
true.
that's-
Well, in that case,
So in that case,
I'm putting
I
my
guess
pound
so.
in.
no.
Yeah, I think that means yes. You can have it early if you want.
Yippee!
Yeah, you want just won the phone bucket. Woo! Good job, Andrew.
Hooray!
Who's off?
But you have to stay off your device still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit here. And I'm
He's
gonna
just
go
gonna
potty
play with the
first.
bucket. Put the phone over there, and you get to play with the bucket the whole time. Imagine we tell people that. Your reward for winning the phone bucket is you get to play with the bucket next time during service. People just have it on their head.
Wait, did I just like
Oh
grab it?
boy.
Oh, I'll get it for you. That kind of scared me for a second. I didn't notice that half of a frog sticking out of the thing.
I got it, so big or something like that.
That is crazy. What do you want?
Like Coca-Cola. It's interesting. Like Coca-Cola.
No, we don't have that.
No, we don't.
It's ring. So we retired. So died. I wonder if she's gonna use her magic chair. Do I get to use it?
Has this ever happened before? Or
Yeah.
Just like one person?
Yeah.
I can remember 2 times.
It's happened before, but there's no people also.
It's happened before that it usually happens on like holiday weekends,
Yeah.
but
Because everybody's on vacation, but like there's one kid that's not on vacation. And they show up and they're like, whack. Or we can just start with that, Abby. Alright, we're in Matthew. Oh yeah, go grab a Bible really quick. And it takes Zoe's Bible, that's crazy.
wow, you're gonna take the pregnant
That's
lady's
crazy.
Bible.
Our child now is gonna be a heathen because of you.
What chapter?
Chapter 8.
All
6 or
right.
7.
What? I'm kind of happy that the 6-7 things is like becoming, like everyone doesn't like it. Like that's the meme, is that it's so annoying. At first it was like, it's a funny meme. And now it's like, it's actually a meme because everyone thinks it's like the low taper fade thing.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
so
it became more of a meme once it was, everyone thinks it's annoying than it even was before that. It's a miracle.
What?
My friend Hayden at Cal State yesterday.
Don't ask.
There's a giant, like, at school, if we say 6-7, we have to, like, we get, like, we have to stay in for a while for, like, recess or something like that. And so he's just, like, yelling 6-7 at Cal State to get it out.
Oh yeah, get it all out so you don't at school. Wonderful. I mean, I guess it's better than other things. Saying 2 random numbers back to back is probably better than
43.
40.
Yeah, I feel
And where did this thing come from? Is it juggling?
I don't know.
9-9.
I feel bad for 68, like, it's, like, left out, like,
There you go. 9-9.
Yeah, they should make a show.
They should make a show
Where-
about where
they say
characters say that phrase.
Yes. Like police show maybe?
Yeah.
not 91199.
Set it in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
991.
I feel like Terry Crews should play a huge role where he
Yeah,
is
maybe-
just
maybe-
himself but with a slightly different name.
Yeah, or like maybe Andy Samberg could be in
Ooh.
Oh,
Do you like
it. He could
Andy
play
Samberg?
like a bad boy cop.
Yeah, who's always like just messing around all the time.
Yeah.
Getting into trouble.
Mhm.
But maybe like their new boss is like super strict.
I could see that.
Super low, deep voice. Doesn't let them do anything fun, but he always just does whatever he wants.
And he has a beautiful dog named Cheddar.
Zoe and I discussed if we ever get a dog, Cheddar is definitely one of the names. If not the name that we would name the dog. Cheddar. It's a show, by the way. We just
We basically just recapped the whole premise of
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
yeah. It's a wonderful show. I still have my coffee cough a little bit. So in the middle of my reading, if I cough, it's not in the actual words that it says insert cough.
no,
Let us know if you need us to read.
No, it has
Will do.
cough and
Large
asterisk.
crowds, insert cough, follow Jesus. Okay, so this is one of those funny chapters where it's like, because it's by Matthew, who wasn't necessarily like this, put down every single detail that everybody can figure out. It's a lot of little chunks. You'll see it's split into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just 6, not 6 and then 7. Yeah, dang is right. And it's just little snippets of things that Jesus did. And I kind of like it because it puts into perspective how Jesus didn't just like, not everything he did was this big, everybody watch, I'm going to heal millions of people. Like, this was stuff he just did in his life. This is stuff he was doing every day. This is just stuff he was doing as he was fulfilling his ministry. Just going around healing people. And then somebody else needed healing, he did that. So we're going to read most of it, but not all of it. So, Matthew chapter 8. Squeaky door. I'm going to try to read it. So we're just going to read the first, 4 verses and then talk about it. And the next few verses and then talk about it. Okay. It's titled, Jesus Heals a Man with Leprosy. Try to guess what happened. Large crowds followed Jesus as he came down the mountainside. Suddenly, a man with leprosy approached him and knelt before him. Lord, the man said, if you are willing, you could heal me and make me clean. Jesus reached out and touched him. I am willing, he said. Be healed. And instantly the leprosy disappeared. Then Jesus said to him, don't tell anyone about this. Instead, go to the priest and let him examine you. Take along the offering required in the law of Moses for those who have been healed of leprosy. This will be a public testimony that you have been cleansed. Wherein you're...
I got it, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I flipped right to Matthew.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I just guessed.
Good job. Or you could have just said, yeah, I know exactly where it was in the Bible.
Oh, well, yeah.
I could have taken cool guy
Wait,
credit
did
for
you
it.
flip exactly to the page?
I'm not to the right page, but I flipped to Matthew 1, so I was like, oh.
Close enough. This is what we did. This is what we went over for camp, which Jeremiah is wearing the shirt for. But we talked about Luke's account of it, where we get more detail, and this literally just a larger chunk of reading in a bigger chapter. But you really get to see the differences between Matthew, who's writing down the beginning. I mean, we have the very start. It's large crowds followed Jesus as he came down the mountainside. This is the first thing that's happening. And a man with leprosy approached him and knelt before him. There's no they were walking to this place from this place after spending the night this long over here. But that's what Luke decides to account for. Luke, as we know, was a doctor, and not necessarily like the you're sick, I'm going to give you medicine doctor. But he studied things. He had paid attention to these details, and not only did he pay a lot of attention to them, but he was incredibly, he found it very important to put all those details down. Because as a doctor, any kind of doctor, if you're talking to somebody about something, and you're like, okay, what are your symptoms? You need to be able to put all those things down quickly. I was last week or something, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was on the phone with a doctor lady, and she's like, and what are your this? What are your symptoms? And then I said it, and each time I said it, I could hear her clicking in the background,
Yeah.
and it totally distracted me from what I was saying, because she's like, and have you had any stomach aches? I'm like, no, I haven't. And then her, I'm like, I can't even talk right now. The clicking's so loud.
It's the worst keyboard ever.
Yeah.
And then the other one, it's kind of a slightly modified version of English that they write in.
Mm-hmm.
It's I forget what it's called, but.
Yeah, so that's another thing. They had a different language back then. They literally English wasn't a thing.
But I mean, doctors say they still use it
yeah,
slightly
yeah.
for these symbols
Yeah.
or certain words.
Yeah, so they have they're able to jot stuff down quickly. But Matthew was a tax collector. Matthew was in charge of money. And people's money coming in towards the Romans. He was in charge. He had this job where if he wasn't doing this correctly, that either it would result in he gets a lot of extra money for it because he's taking people's money, or he gets fired and possibly killed because he's not doing his job well enough. So what we learned from Matthew is he paid a lot of attention. He paid a lot of attention to details, and he wrote those details down. But we get to see throughout his walk and his journey that a lot of the times he wasn't putting many details down because he thought this needs to be known later in thousands of years. But he was putting things down because like sometimes it was because he was worrying about it. He's putting it down because this was important, and obviously he was writing down everything that Jesus said. But he would write down individual factors that led to the main big point. Luke would add details about everything that he could recognize in the moment. So you're like, they walked up the garden and it was exactly this time because the sun was right here. Matthew doesn't see that as an important detail to the main event that Jesus did.
And he's like, in the third hour of the day.
Yeah, in the third hour of the day, the fourth day, the 8th year, the 20th cheese or something. But so then we have Matthew, who it's not to draw attention as like, oh, we should be praising Matthew for this because this is about Jesus. But we get to see, in a way, bullet points of important things that always led up to what Jesus was about to do, what Jesus was going to do. So in the first verse, we see him say, large crowds followed Jesus as he came down the mountainside. So at this point, Jesus wasn't like, he hadn't been walking around for 10 plus years now as this super crazy cool guy who was popular and everybody knew him and everyone wanted to follow him. But he had enough of a following and enough of people that wanted to hear from him and wanted to see what he was doing, that people were following him everywhere he went. It didn't matter. They just wanted to be able to hear what this man was saying and see what he was going to do.
He's the Justin Bieber move.
He's the Justin Bieber, if you will. He had his own little paparazzi, but instead of taking pictures, they literally just wanted to listen to what he was saying. Because up until this point, and past this point, Jesus wasn't addressing things like, like, oh, make sure your sandals are on the right feet in the morning. He was talking about these huge, bombastic, life-changing events, life-changing things that you should be focusing on. And normally, for this time, when you wanted to hear the Bible, you hear it when you go to the temple. Someone's teaching out of the Bible. Normally one of the priests and stuff. And suddenly Jesus is walking around talking about the Bible. Not in a way of, this is what I want you to think of it, but in the way of adding to it. And not in a like blasphemous way, but in the way of telling people, when someone asks, how do we pray? We're told to pray this. Jesus is telling you how to do that from the perspective of God, from what God wants you to do. And the more and more that people notice this, the more and more that people realize you're not getting that anywhere else. Following Jesus is the only place where you're going to receive that. And you're going to receive that amount of detail from God about what God wants you to do. You're not receiving it from people who are sinners just like you, who were born and will die just like you. You're receiving it from this man who is beyond human. He's supernatural. He's healing people. He's just touching people and they're suddenly getting better. So we had large crowds following Jesus. But this also meant that these people were witnessing everything that he did. So suddenly a man with leprosy approached him while this large crowd was with him. And leprosy, obviously, as we might remember from camp, might not, was not the kind of disease like, oh, I'm just sick, throw a mask on and do whatever. It was, you can't be touched. And past that point, you shouldn't be talked to. Shouldn't have conversation with you. And you cannot live where the rest of us live. It was you get kicked out, no one's going to touch you, talk to you. It's actually best to ignore you completely as a human being. So when we have a large group of people that just want to hear from Jesus, and suddenly this man who has been told ever since he had leprosy. You cannot be with people. You should not be with people. You cannot talk to people. He goes and talks to Jesus. He kneels before Jesus. This is the most important guy at this time. Everyone around him knows. And this yucky, sick, ridden man is coming up and talking to Jesus. He's approaching him as if he thinks he deserves something from Jesus. Like he knows that Jesus has healed all these people. But now he's coming with a heart of, you can do something about this, Lord. And we get to see how the people react to that in Luke, but we get to see right now exactly what Jesus tells him to do. So the man asks, he says, Lord, if you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean. He doesn't say if you can. He doesn't say if you are able to. He doesn't even say if you can fit it in your schedule somewhere. Could you heal me, buddy? He says, if you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean. So he's saying with this small short sentence, he says, Lord, which is establishing that he knows who this man is. It's not just great teacher. It's not just amazing prophet. It's not just Justin Bieber. It's Lord. He's acknowledging Jesus as God, as his Lord. And then he says right after, if you are willing, if it's your will to do this. Not if you can, not if I deserve it or not, but if it is a part of your plan, please let this happen. And he says, you can heal me and make me clean. So he's acknowledging that he is Lord. He's acknowledging the fact that Jesus can do this. But he is surrendering what he wants for Jesus' will. Now, we don't get to see like how this would play out if he was like, Lord, are you able to heal me? Jesus was like, yes, I'm able to heal you, but I'm not gonna, and then walks away. Luckily, we don't see that happen because Jesus doesn't do that. But I like to think, like, what would happen if this man said this differently? Like, what would be the difference if this man came with a heart of, can you do this? Are you able to do this? Or even came with a heart of, I know you're able to do this because I deserve it. I need this. You know I need this. And if you love me, you'll do this for me. Sometimes I can find myself slightly falling into that state of mind where it's like, well, come on, Lord, obviously you want what's best for me, and this is what's best for me, so this is going to happen, right? And that all crumbles apart once you realize that it's what I think is what's best for me. This man with leprosy, it's very, very clear what is wrong with him. And it's very, very clear that this is what he wants. He's not going to Jesus being like, man, I'm really poor. I would love a sandwich right about now. He's asking for like, he's like, I'll get a sandwich later. This is what I need
In the middle
healed.
of church service.
I don't, what?
I said, or in the middle of church services. Ice cream.
Oh, that's really awkward. I don't think you're a man with leprosy.
Thanks.
You're a woman with leprosy.
No.
No.
She's a woman with pregnancy.
With the pregnancy. Very different. So Jesus says, he reaches out and touches him. And as we talked about this during camp, this was far beyond just talking to him. Jesus was listening to what he was saying, and then he physically touched him, which if you have leprosy, Jesus touching him is basically saying, hey, give me that leprosy too. Or putting out the chance of the thing that is cursing you, I am willing to have for the sake of you having physical touch. Which might not seem like a lot because we might like give each other high fives every day or whatever. But like for this man, there was no high fives, there was no hugs, there was no handshakes, there was no, not even by his family, not by his friends, who he probably didn't have many of, aside from other people that had leprosy. Like, people didn't even hand things to him. It was like, no, don't talk to this guy. Jesus not only listens, but he listens and he speaks. He listens and he acts. And then he also touches him. It doesn't say how, like he might have like grabbed him by the cheeks and been like, oh, you cute little guy. Maybe his hand on his like his shoulder or his head or something. Maybe he grabbed his hand even. But Jesus, without without hesitation, in front of everybody, did what seemed to be impossible. And not only the healing, but listening to this lowly person, touching this lowly person, and doing what this lowly person is requesting. So then the leprosy instantly disappeared, and we see Jesus do something weird. He says, "Don't tell anyone about this. Instead, go, let the priest examine you. Take along the offering required in the law of Moses for those who have been healed of leprosy. This will be your public testimony that you have been cleansed." So he's already cleansed, he's already healed, but Jesus is now showing respect for the law of Moses by saying, you are healed by Jesus himself. Right now, this guy with leprosy could go walk and do whatever he wants. The fact is, he still was the guy with leprosy, and there were a lot of rules for this time of, if you're healed from leprosy, I was going to look for my notes from it, but it would take too long to read, and I'm already taking too long in this part. But you had to get all kinds of animals, sacrifice all kinds of animals, and you had to find them and get them. This was a multi-month process that you needed to be able to pay for. So this was supposed to be like, if you, almost with the law of Moses, it's like, this was your testimony that you are willing to do what it takes to be not only physically cleansed, but socially cleansed of your leprosy. So you can rejoin our society because of the good things that you have done according to the law. Jesus didn't ask this guy, have you obeyed the law any time today? Or like, oh, when's the last time you sinned, young man? He heals him. He looks past all the physical flesh, then looks past the sickness and touches him and says, be healed. And this is something that all of these people saw, but then Jesus says, don't tell anyone about this. Which is interesting because you think, why wouldn't Jesus want somebody to tell? Jesus just healed me. Well, the fact is there were hundreds of people around Jesus that saw this happen. So they not only have word of mouth, but they said, I witnessed it happen, and I can give you details on it. Nowadays we have the news, so it could be like, hey, did you hear so-and-so got punched in the face? It's like, oh, yeah, well, how do you know? I saw it on my phone, just like millions of other people. And like that person, all they need to do is look up so-and-so punch in face, and now they get to know it too. But at this time, unless you had the guts to claim you were there to see something, you could either say, I know it happened because a friend told me, and a friend told him, that a friend told him, that a friend saw this, or I saw it happen. And one of which is much more believable than the other. So, Jesus, also at this time, isn't wanting, he's not seeking attention. He's not doing these things for the attention. He's doing it to heal, and he's doing it so all the people that witness see that Jesus is not, he's not placing himself above this sickness. He's not saying like, okay, I can heal anything except for this and this and this because those gross me out. Jesus is going person to person and treating them like a person. And because they're people from God's image, he's treating them like people that are made after God's image. So we have right after Jesus returning to Capernaum. This is verse 5. When Jesus returned to Capernaum, a Roman officer came and pleaded with him. Lord, my young servant lies in bed, paralyzed and in terrible pain. Jesus said, I will come and heal him. But the officer said, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come into my house. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. I know this because I am under the authority of my superior officers, and I have authority over my soldiers. I only need to say go, and they go, or come, and they come. If I say to my slaves, do this, they do it. When Jesus heard this, he was amazed, turning to those who were following him. And he said, I tell you the truth, I haven't seen faith like this in all of Israel. And I tell you this, that many Gentiles will come from all over the world, from east to west, and sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob at the feast in the kingdom of heaven. But many Israelites, those for whom the kingdom was prepared, will be thrown into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Jesus said to the Roman officer, "Go back home, because you believe it has happened." And the young servant was healed that same hour. So we have now another example of somebody coming to Jesus with something that they need. This wasn't something that you could instantly recognize. This isn't something that you could see. If a man came to Jesus with leprosy, you could see the leprosy. This man says one of his young servants lies in bed paralyzed and in terrible pain. You wouldn't know that unless you talked to the man, or the man talked to you. The man comes and talks to Jesus, and he states that he is not worthy for Jesus to come into his house, which is technically true. But he has the guts to kind of stand up against Jesus in a way and say, "I don't need you to come into my house. You can't do that. I'm a Roman officer. I have nothing about me that is worthy of having Jesus in my house." And this is the interesting detail. This man before this had leprosy. It doesn't specify if he was Jewish, if he was Roman, if he was any kind of Gentile. Just as a man. This, on the other hand, was a Roman officer. Now, at this time, especially by the Jews, Roman officers, Roman authority of any kind were not looked at as, "Oh, there's our precious soldiers." They were looked at as tyrannical warriors that tell them what to do, and they boss them around, and they don't let them have what they need and have what they deserve. Jesus is coming in this time of great turmoil because Rome has taken over, and these Roman officers and soldiers were known for just telling people what to do in the most harsh manner possible. So when a Roman soldier, the exact opposite of this man with leprosy, that's like nowadays, that's like maybe a homeless person versus like a police officer, I guess. Except much more looked down upon. So we have the lowest of the low when it comes to humanity. Our idea of humanity. And now we have someone that is held to high esteem, somebody that has a lot of importance, and someone that fulfills a very important role, but is almost equally looked down upon because of how oppressive they are. But this Roman officer comes to Jesus, and again, just like the man with leprosy, starts with saying, "Lord, my young servant lies in bed." He identifies Jesus as not just a man, not just a prophet, but as Lord. And again, he doesn't come with the "if you can." He just straight up says, which I get a certain amount of urgency from this, that my young servant lies in bed paralyzed and in terrible pain. Like, says, "I know who you are. This is who you are. I know what you can do, and this is what I need you to do. This is what I'm asking you to do." Jesus says, "I will come and heal him," and then the officer speaks against that, but then says, "Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed." So this officer, this Roman officer, not a Jew, he's a Roman, this Roman oppressor of this time, even knows in his heart that all Jesus has to do is say this word. All Jesus has to do is speak, and this will happen. That's a crazy kind of faith, and that's what Jesus identifies. That's what Jesus points out. It says that Jesus turns to those who are following him. He hears this and was amazed and tells the people. He uses this as a moment to point out the faith in this officer. He says, I tell you the truth, I haven't seen faith like this in all of Israel. I tell you that many Gentiles will come all over from all over the world. Gentiles were anyone that wasn't a Jew. Anyone that wasn't an Israelite, born Jew. Many of them will come over from all over the world and will sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the feast of heaven, saying that these people aren't going to end up cast away, separated from God, just because they're not Jews. This is the kind of person that will end up in heaven. This is the kind of Gentile that will end up sitting with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the great feast of the kingdom of heaven. This man, because of his faith, will do this. Because of his belief that this is God, this is Jesus, he can do what he claims to do, and he will do it. And time and space cannot separate Jesus' ability to do this. It doesn't matter how far away Jesus is from where this servant is. This man knows all Jesus needs to do is say it. All Jesus needs to do is speak, and this could happen. Jesus hears this and is amazed. He says that he hasn't seen faith like this. And he says that Gentiles that have this kind of faith will be in heaven. Which is very interesting because we see Jesus talking to all kinds of people, Jews and Gentiles. And one of the things that Jesus deals with a lot is Jewish religious people talking to him, telling him, well, you can't say that because not everyone's a Jew. And Jesus responds with, I know not everyone's a Jew. I'm not trying to save you because you're a Jew. I'm not saving you because you were born to this person who was born to this person who was born to this person. I'm saving you because you have sin. This Gentile has sin. The Roman officer has sin. The man with leprosy has sin. Every person following Jesus was all the same in his eyes because they were all humans. They had all made mistakes. They were all in need of healing. Spiritually, physically, whichever one. But especially spiritually. Every single one of them needed Jesus, needed the message of Jesus. So now Jesus takes this example of this man, this Roman officer, and turns and shows them this man isn't gaining his righteousness and ending up in heaven because of who he was born under, of what family he was born into, but because of his faith. And then he says right after, many Israelites who the kingdom of heaven was prepared for will be thrown into outer darkness. He says right after, it's Gentiles like these that will end up in heaven. And believe it or not, just because you're an Israelite or a Jew doesn't mean you are immediately safe. Doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. He says, and this is really interesting for like back then and nowadays, that just because Israel is God's chosen people, it doesn't mean Israel and Israelites don't sin. It doesn't mean that Jews and people that follow and practice Judaism, it doesn't mean that they don't sin now. Hopefully everyone is choosing to try to not sin. Everyone is living their lives to try to not sin. But just because you are born like this and you are not born like this, doesn't mean that you sin less than this guy and you sin more than this guy, meaning that you deserve hell and you deserve heaven more. Everyone deserves to not be with God because of the choices that we have made. Jesus is coming to mend that. Jesus is coming to bridge that gap. And at this time, there was a lot of that prejudice against Gentiles of, we deserve this, you don't. Jesus came to tell everybody that's not how this is working out. This faith is not something that comes from who you were born from, where you live, what tribe you were born from thousands of years ago, your family lineage. This comes from the faith that you have that is based in Jesus, in your heart. And this Roman officer had that faith. So Jesus said to the Roman officer, go back home, and because you believed, it happened. And he said that the young servant was healed in that same hour. So Jesus hears it, and he says, because of your faith, just like the man with leprosy, I will do what you're asking me to do. Jesus was asked to heal somebody that was far away. And Jesus at first offered, I will come and heal him. This man then took it to the, I know you don't need to be there. And didn't take it as a, no, Jesus, you're too busy. But he then tells how he's a Roman officer. He knows that if he says the word to one of his soldiers, the soldiers will do so. He is saying to Jesus, he's admitting to Jesus and calling to Jesus, Jesus, I recognize your position as leader. I recognize your authority over me, over all these people, and over the reality that we live in. He's recognizing Jesus' authority over nature, over reality. He's recognizing that Jesus does not need to be in a place to do something. Jesus is not confined to the room that he's in. And because of his faith, Jesus said, go home. And because you believed, this thing happened. Because of your faith, this thing happened. So, we have verse 14. This is the third out of the 4 little chunks that we're going to read. Because Matthew is, again, kind of jotting these things down. But there's always a core part that all the details are leading to, and that's faith. In the first one, we had all these people following Jesus. Suddenly, a man with leprosy approached him. We have all these people following Jesus because they believe that Jesus speaks these things and he means them and they will happen. This man with leprosy came to Jesus because he knows Jesus can heal him and this thing can happen. And this officer has now come to Jesus wanting healing for somebody else. And not only wanting that, but admitting that he knows Jesus can do this from a distance because of his faith. So, this is titled, Jesus Heals Many People. Again, I wonder what's going to happen. When Jesus arrived at Peter's house, Peter's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a high fever. But when Jesus touched her hand, trying to guess what's going to happen, the fever left her, and she got up and prepared a meal for him. Man, she got healed and she just jumped up and started making food. That evening, many demon-possessed people were brought to Jesus. He cast out the evil spirits with a simple command, and he healed all of the sick. This fulfilled the word of the Lord through the prophet Isaiah, who said, he took our sicknesses and removed our diseases. And that's the end of that little chunk. We have Matthew adding that Jesus arrives at Peter's house. Peter's mother-in-law was sick with a fever. Jesus touched her hand and she was healed. We have it's literally 2 verses displaying Jesus healing people with fevers, people with leprosy, people who were paralyzed and in great pain. So we have Matthew putting down as many accounts as he can write about Jesus doing all of these things. So not only the people that saw them would be like, ooh, look what Jesus did. But now we get to read and see that it's not just made up stories of Jesus did this big bombastic event on this hill that everyone can see. But we're reading about Jesus doing things for the lowliest of people, in the smallest of places, with the smallest of crowds, not doing it for attention, not doing it for popularity, not doing it for the views online. They didn't have online back then. But doing it because he loves. Doing it because he cares. We hear that many people brought demon-possessed people to Jesus. People that know this person has a problem that not a man can solve. And they're bringing him to Jesus. This is more exercising of faith. Bringing people to Jesus that they know Jesus can heal. They're not coming to Jesus asking, hey, can you visit our house tomorrow? I got like 5 demon-possessed guys outside of my house. It would be great. They're bringing people to Jesus, knowing that Jesus can do it. And he says that he cast out these people with a simple command, with a simple word. He just is speaking and this is happening. And this is a unique instance because we have demons in these people, residing in these people. And these demons don't want anything to do with Jesus. They don't want to hear anything from Jesus. So this is Jesus' supernatural power speaking against nature. And not only that, but Jesus is now speaking against supernatural beings that we can barely even comprehend that are possessing these people. And Jesus is casting them out with a word. With one word. Or maybe 2 words. Might have been 3 words. Don't even know. It says a simple command. He could have just said, get out of there. And they'd be gone. This is Jesus' power over over demons, over supernatural being. This is Jesus' power over sickness, over paralytics, over high fevers, which doesn't seem like a huge thing, but back in the day when they didn't just like take Tylenol for everything, it meant that like people could die from this. So we have Jesus doing all these things. And in verse 17 it says, this fulfilled the word of the Lord spoken through the prophet Isaiah, who says, he took our sicknesses and removed our diseases. We have Jesus performing miracles, and not just doing them out of the kindness of his heart, but because this was prophesied years ago that Jesus would do. And when God says something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And if it's his will, then it's going to happen. And we don't know with some of these things if Jesus was like, I'm going to do this exact specific thing because it's fulfilling prophecy. But from what we hear and what we see, this wasn't Jesus's. He didn't have a little checklist in his mind of, okay, have to do this. That makes God happy. This was him living his life. He was using the gifts that God gave him to heal every person that was brought to him. Obviously, this drew a large crowd. So let's read verse 18. When Jesus saw the crowd around him, because again, he's doing big stuff, which means there's a lot of people, he instructed his disciples to cross to the other side of the lake. Oh my goodness. Then one of the teachers of religious law said to him, Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go. But Jesus replies, Foxes have dens to live in, birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Another of his disciples said, Lord, first let me return home and bury my father. But Jesus told him, Follow me now. Let the spiritually dead bury their own. Wait, let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. Yes, that's what it says. So, we have Jesus recognizing the crowd, instructing the disciples to go cross the other side of the lake. He's telling them, the closest people to him that are following him, to go to the other side of the lake. It doesn't specifically say why, but they do it, because Jesus is asking them to do this. One of the teachers says, I will follow you wherever you go. Jesus responds with, Foxes have dens to live in and birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Jesus responds with, this ministry that I'm doing, this healing that I'm doing, is not the kind of thing that you do in comfort and in luxury. This isn't the kind of thing that Jesus is sitting in his nice house, people making food for him, people massaging his feet or whatever, and there's just a line of people coming. Jesus was going to the people. Jesus was forsaking home to seek the lost, to seek the broken, to seek the hungry, to seek the thirsty, to seek the broken who needed to be healed. Jesus was saying here that foxes and birds have homes. These animals have their homes. Even these animals that we see have places to go at the end of the day. The Son of Man has no place to lay his head. The Son of Man has no home that he returns to at the end of the day when he's tired and needs a rest. Now we see that Jesus gets to stay in people's houses. He's invited over places. A lot of people say, we don't want anything to do with you, Jesus. A lot of people say, please come into our house and stay with us as long as you want. We'll make you food. But oftentimes, Jesus was probably sleeping on the side of the road with his disciples. Maybe they had a guy that was really good at like making stick forts or something, so that they'd walk around and it was like, stick fort man, go! And he'd make this big fort out of sticks, and Jesus got to sleep under some sticks for a night. But Jesus was forsaking the comfort of what seems like simple, normal thing as having a house. And Jesus is giving that up. Jesus gave that up. And he's saying that those who follow me will also be losing this. Right after one of his disciples said, Lord, let me first return home and bury my father. Seems like a very, very important thing. This guy's dad has died, and he wants to give him the honor of burying him, not just leaving him. Maybe he was already wrapped up and he just had to make the appointment to bury him. Maybe he was laying in bed and he just needed to bury him. And Jesus responds with what almost seems like a little bit of a harsh remark. Follow me now, let the spiritually dead bury their own. He says spiritually dead. It's very interesting. It says within the tiny little note at the bottom of the page, in Greek it says let the dead bury their own dead. It says in this translation, it says let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. Which is weird because it's like, how is a dead guy going to bury a dead guy? Seems like one of those things that somebody would come up to Jesus like, well, actually, dead people can't move, Jesus, and if you didn't know that. But that's what Jesus ends with, is saying even something that seems humanly important to you, as burying your father, honoring him, is something that results, honestly, in having that attachment to a place, to a duty that you need to do for your sake, for your sanity, for your humanity, and for your happiness. Jesus is saying that this is, even things like this need to be sacrificed in order to follow me. Jesus is saying something as weird as burying your dad, something as which hopefully we haven't thought about too much, like, oh, what am I going to have to do when my parents die? But this man was having to deal with this. And Jesus says, follow me now. Let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. Not saying, don't care about your dad, respectfully. He's already dead. You shouldn't care. But he's saying, he's speaking and saying, he's not coming. Jesus isn't coming here to wander around and do his ministry for keeping people alive as long as they can. Because he could have the power to just make everyone immortal. He could be immortal. Jesus hadn't died at this point, but a lot of people thought Jesus was going to come and rule forever. Jesus is going to come. He's going to probably reach a point, maybe at his prime age, and he's just going to rule until the end of time, fix everything, get rid of the Romans, get rid of taxes. We get to just live forever here with Jesus. A lot of other people realized that this isn't what Jesus' mission is. And Jesus speaks and says, let the spiritually dead bury their own. He's saying he's coming to deal with people who are living, and not to help them once they die, but for what happens after they die. He's speaking past the now. He's speaking past the human life on earth that we have now. Jesus is coming to heal and to save, not so you can have another year stuck on earth, but so when we leave earth, we can be with him. And now Jesus doesn't go into this extreme detail with this answer to this man. He just says, let the dead bury their own dead. If you're following me, you're forsaking all that is dead to you. In this instance, it was an actual dead guy. But that means giving up things that mean as much to you as honoring your father, honoring your mother, honoring your parents, having a house, having a place to go, having a den for a fox to live in, or a nest for a bird to live in. Like, Jesus is taking all these things that seem like normal, like things that we do every day, all humans do, we all should do this. He's taking them and saying, give these up to follow me. And that's what he ultimately calls us to do as well, is give up things that might seem impossible to give up. Give up things that might seem wrong to give up according to our own idea. Things that seem like, why would Jesus ask me to give that up? It doesn't matter that much. But Jesus is saying all the things that you think matter to this world, on this earth, are nothing compared to what I'm going to teach you to do. Are nothing compared to what you are going to get from listening to this message and from your faith. Jesus is saying all these things matter. But one of the things that Jesus had in his message constantly was this sense of what you're doing right now, is it affecting your spiritual life or your earthly life? And if you're doing things to affect your earthly life, are you affecting other people's earthly lives? Are you giving people what they need to have a spiritual life? Or are you doing things for the sake of you, for the sake of your comfort? Now, this isn't Jesus saying you shouldn't have a house. It's wrong to have a house. But he's saying, physically, when Jesus was alive, if you're going to follow me, you can't be returning home every night. Jesus wasn't returning home every night. He was bouncing around everywhere. And he's saying that when you follow me, there are things you're going to have to give up that seem like a lot to you. And that's very difficult. And that changes a lot in people. Because what you want and what you need and what you think you need change a lot in your life. Now it's different when you're a kid, because it's like, oh, forsake everything and follow Jesus. Okay, that's cool. That doesn't affect my life much at all, because I can't drive, I don't have a job, I don't have my own house, I don't live on my own. So continue your life normally, and Jesus is in your heart, Jesus is in your spirit. You don't really have the opportunity to forsake everything and give up my house to follow Jesus when you're 12, 13 years old. But people that discover Christianity, people that learn and grow in their faith when they're older, that weren't raised like that, they do have these things to give up. And all these people now, they didn't have Jesus before Jesus came. They had their normal lives. Whether it be Gentiles or Jews, they had what they do on a regular basis. And Jesus is coming to say, forsake all that. And for some people, that's a lot. Zoe and I were talking about this last night in the car. It's like, for some people, the idea of forsaking human things and following Jesus means the world, because it's like, well, Jesus says I can't. Well, Jesus says I shouldn't become drunk, but I love drinking. I love getting drunk. It's so much fun. To some people, that's like,
It's like giving up part of your identity.
it's like, yes, it's like that's my entertainment. That's my identity. That's what makes me happy. Jesus doesn't want me to be happy. Jesus wants me to give this up so that I can follow him and be happy. All that sounds like to a lot of people is, Jesus doesn't want you to have fun. Or maybe like, hey, Jesus wants you to save certain activities for marriage. People are like, what? You mean I have to commit to somebody? Oh my gosh. This to us might sound a little bit silly, but to some people that's huge. It's like, so I need to forsake all these things that make me happy and that I find entertaining and that I love. And those are now under a list of things I shouldn't do, all for the sake of following Jesus. And we see Jesus promise the opposite of, hey, your life's going to get so much better. They're done downstairs. Cool. Jesus says your life's going to be harder. There's going to be persecution. It doesn't mean you're going to be beheaded if you say you're a Christian, but there are some places where that happens. Jesus promises in the future that there will be some places where that will happen. But right now, sometimes all you can give up is your time, your energy, what's in your brain, what you're thinking about. And especially maybe like as a kid, all you can give up is what seems important to you in the exact moment, in the moment. So maybe video games, friends, YouTube or something. And once you start giving up those tiny little things, you realize that Jesus is coming into your heart more. And Jesus isn't asking you to now tell your mom, I'm moving out at 12 years old. You'll never see me again because Jesus called me to. But when you're young, you can start with giving up little things, replacing little things, fasting in this tiny area, not eating food for 3 days, but hey, for a week, for 2 weeks, I'm not going to do this thing that takes up 2 hours of my time. I'm going to replace it with trying my very best to read my Bible and pray. And then when you're an adult, it'll become less difficult to, oh man, I have to give up this huge thing I love. Because Jesus is already an integrated part of your life. And that's what Jesus wants for these people. And like he said with the Roman officer, he doesn't just want that for Jews and Israelites, he wants that for Gentiles. He wants that kind of faith and that kind of action for every person in the world. So, we have that being Jesus' message to people. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you so much for this morning. Thank you so much that even though we don't have the largest crowd, that your message can still be taught and it's still important. Help us to still learn from it and glean from it. Help us leaders and help me to still read the word as much as I can and learn something new from it every time. Even if I'm just reading and talking to myself, or if there's people in the room to listen. Lord, please help us when it comes to following you, forsaking what is important to us to follow you. Especially when that line gets blurry and that line gets fuzzy. And when it becomes difficult to tell what we are to do. Because we're feeling called one place, but we feel so happy and content in another. And we're so used to one place, but we're feeling called to be fed elsewhere. Lord, please help us have peace and your understanding and your peace and your love when it comes to those decisions. And to not treat other people wrongly for thinking differently, but to be able to love them and know that we all live in a world where we are loved by you more than anything, and help us all to treat others as they are, which is loved by you and a child of you. And ultimately we have all fallen short and we all deserve nothing, but you still give us your love and you still give us everything. So thank you, Lord, for that. In your name we pray. Amen.
You gonna?
Am I gonna? Oh gosh, am I gonna?
Are you gonna?
Am I gonna? Yeah. So I guess you're the only two people that I can tell, but Zoe and I are gonna be stepping down from middle school and not doing it anymore. At least, yeah, for a while. Because of lots of different personal reasons, but mainly like we're kind of feeling called elsewhere with our family for not just like ministry reasons, but for us to be being fed by the word and for our faith. So we won't be up here Wednesday or Sunday. I still have to talk to Brett about it. He totally might be up here next Sunday.
Yeah, we don't know what it's gonna look like.
Don't know what it's gonna look like. Don't know what it's gonna be. But for now, at least, this will probably be the last Sunday where I'm teaching. I'm talking and blabbering. So yeah, that's about it. You said they're done downstairs?
Yeah.
Coolio.
And if you have any questions, you're free to ask questions. You might
Yes.
not be able to answer, but you're free to ask.
A lot of questions.
We still have a lot of questions
Yeah, we
too.
have a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions and a lot of non-answers.
Yeah, mostly questions. More questions than answers.
You should preach.
Well, I came to tell Logan the same.
Yeah.
So,
Grrr.
You gonna play one more round of the crib before we go?
Yeah, sure.
Service has been over for like 5 minutes. Are your parents gonna get upset if you're?
I ride my bike home at Alphen. And since it's your guys' last one up here,
I
play the game.
I tried. It happened.
I appreciate you. Thank you for all the history here.
Do you know, I'm assuming now, and there's no pressure or anything, do you have any idea of what you guys are doing? What you guys
I don't know for sure. I mean, we're at least for now trying to help get Jacob's thing off the ground.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I don't know.
if that's long term for us, but
Yeah.
I know this isn't, so.
Right. That's pretty much kind of where we are too. It's like, we know that there's something else happening, and that's what we will be for that, for a period of time. But yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if, is that what you might, if you were there for a while. Are they gonna be guards again next Sunday?
No, it'll be at
Sure, that's all. Next Sunday already? Oh, I guess it's 12. No, it's not. Bro's gonna be giving birth in a month. That's insane. That's been my scale, like everything else. Like,
Tomorrow will be definitely
oh my gosh. I disagree. What did you do with the money that I just passed you?
I put it in $11.
That's true. How much did you put in? Okay, cool.
Well, I have a couple conversations I had before I had much time to do it, so.
Lucky you.
I'll be in touch.
Yes, please do.
Love you. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. 2 weeks. No, it's next week. Well, then we'll be there. We'll be there.
See ya.
See you later. Let me finish putting these chairs away. But yeah, I haven't talked to Brett yet. Because I don't know entirely. He said he's like out of town, I think. Because he's like out of town like every other week, I guess. But, so I don't know like what he's planning on doing. But I'll find out by Wednesday. And then basically, if there's a sign outside on the stairs that says middle school is in Maine, that means that middle school is in Maine.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like high school's in Maine like at least twice a month.
Yeah, I think it actually, there was a point, I don't know if Jared kept doing it, but there was a point where they made a point to be there once a month. But it's like a thing. Can I play a round of credit or are we gonna try right now?
Keeping
It's like
score.
asking my mom or something. Oh, first try? What?
Oh, that's.
That's my ball. Oh! Nice. See. What? Wait!
Why was I saying
That was weird.
this? We should do snipes on this round.
Yeah, I think that's good. Thought you were gonna immediately go. No, side shoulder, okay? BAM!
And side pockets, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's the new game.
Only side pockets.
Rats. Yeah.
Wait, you knock it.
Wait. You what?
Does that count as a snipe?
That is a snipe. You hit it all over here.
Okay. See yours.
Yeah, as long as you just hit it in the other direction. And it's yay! So we do have plans today. Nice.
Your mom just texted me.
Why don't you text me? He doesn't like me, I guess.
Oh. I want to do this.
No!
That makes me mad.
Oh.
Oh! What? That was so weird.
Serious, you?
Here you. Okay, ready for a split? Told you. First try.
Wait, I can't do that.
I didn't go in. Oh, sudden death! Oh. I knew it was gonna end like that. I was just about to say, watch it end like this.
Alright. Goodbye.
Later, later, alligators.
Can you just bring this folder on?
Yeah, see you later, crocodile.
Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, is that a blanket from downstairs?
Yeah. Let's just deal with it tomorrow. I don't feel like
Yeah.
caring.
Yeah. How you doing?